Hi, I'm Sydney Eisenberg, and this is going to be my author discussion on the civil rights activist Martin Luther King Jr. I'll be discussing some of the events from Martin Luther King's life and the impact he had on people, and just the main highlights from his life. So, Martin Luther King Jr. was born on January 15th, 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia. During his childhood, he grew up kind of in a difficult setting. His father was abusive and beat him, and later on, he ended up developing depression, which then, all in all, his ideas on becoming a civil rights activist were taken, and he was inspired by his father because he wanted to fight for his rights and just make everything in life for everybody equal across the board. So the first event that was noted as the most famous for King was the Montgomery bus boycott, which took place March 1955 in Montgomery, Alabama. So just a little backstory to the situation. A 15-year-old girl refused to give up her seat to a white man on the bus she was riding, and this caused this man to report the issue to higher positions, and later it was found out that this event violated laws such as Jim Crow laws and local laws that were placed in the southern United States where this event took place. And those laws enforced racial segregation between black people and white people. So at the time of this event, Martin Luther King Jr. was a member of the Birmingham African American Community Committee, which just was an extra set of eyes pretty much for the African American community, and he wanted equal rights once again. So later on it was found out that this case wasn't able to be pursued because of the involvement of a minor, because it was heavily involving someone who was 15 years old. So the next major highlight from Martin Luther King Jr.'s life was his involvement with the SCLC. So the SCLC formed in 1957, and a bunch of different civil rights activists founded this group, and the SCLC stands for the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, and their main goal was basically to bring many of the black churches together in harmony and bring peaceful protests to the surface while fighting for equal rights between black people and white people, as stated earlier. So the SCLC's 1957 Prayer for Pilgrimage for Freedom was the first time that King addressed an audience on a grand scheme, ginormous level. Other civil rights leaders that were involved in this group were James Bevel, Alan Johnson, Curtis W. Harris, Walter E. Fauntroy, C.T. Vivian, and many others. During another event on September 20th, dealing with the SCLC, King was actually signing copies of his book, Stride Toward Freedom, and he actually almost died. So a mentally ill black woman who thought that King was conspiring against communists, she didn't agree with him, and she stabbed him with a letter opener, and he needed major emergency surgery, and he survived, and he was the leader of the SCLC until he passed away, which we will touch on later on. So this event, the March on Washington, was a ginormous breakthrough for not only King, but for the African American community. So This is the event that King is most known for, most famous for throughout everything that we have talked about and everything that we will talk about. So the March on Washington took place in Washington, D.C. on August 28th, 1963, and the main goal was to achieve that they wanted to achieve an end to racial segregation everywhere, especially in places such as public schools, places of work, and put a stop to police brutality and just equal rights across the board for everybody. Martin Luther King delivered his most famous speech, the I Have a Dream speech, that everybody knows about and has learned about. And the Big Six, which are members of a group that King was involved in, were instrumental in the organization of the March on Washington, and each member represented a different organization that's main goal was focused on civil rights. So the part of King's life that came as a surprise was the assassination. So April 4th, 1968 was a day that everybody will remember, but for the wrong reasons, and is a day that people realize that things wouldn't be the same in the future. But let's backtrack a couple days about what happened prior to the assassination. So on March 29th, 1968, Martin Luther King flew to Memphis, Tennessee to support Black sanitary workers who were on strike for higher wages and better treatment since the beginning of the month. On April 3rd, 1968, Martin Luther King delivered his speech, which was titled, "I've Been on a Mountaintop," in Memphis. That next day, on April 4th, 1968, King was unfortunately fatally shot and killed by James Earl Ray. And James Earl Ray was against King and the goals that he was pursuing. So the bullet that was shot went through King's cheek, smashed his jaw, went to his spinal cord and through his shoulder, and he needed emergency surgery to bring him back and take the bullet out. But unfortunately, Martin Luther King passed away during his emergency surgery. So the aftermath of King's assassination caused mass hysteria across the board, no doubt about it. There were riots and many other negative things happen, just to show how people were grieving with this loss. Although for a lot of people this wasn't a personal loss, it was a loss for their rights and for equality. So also these riots were people's way of celebrating King's death. Mostly the white people from the South, because they didn't believe in everybody joining together for equal rights. But riots took place in Washington, D.C., Chicago, Baltimore, Louisville, Kansas City, and so many other cities across the country. After King passed away, John F. Kennedy delivered a speech about King and his life, his aspirations, his accomplishments, and just everything in between. April 7th was declared a national day of mourning in honor to remember Martin Luther King, just in his remembrance and just to remember what he has done for everybody. So, one of King's written works was a letter from Birmingham jail, which is a very, very famous letter. So this letter was written in response to an Alabama local clergyman who was criticizing King and was worried that the campaign for civil rights would cause violence. Martin Luther King's letter from Birmingham jail is the most important written document from the civil rights era. The letter served as a tangible, reproducible account of the long road to freedom in a movement that was largely centered around actions and spoken words. So you can see that there is a quote here about why he was imprisoned, and he along with many other activists, were imprisoned for participating in peaceful protests for equal rights. And here is another quote, just to show that there are 4 steps to any nonviolent campaign and that they shouldn't have been imprisoned for standing up for what they believe in. And these are my works cited. Thank you so much.